Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the show. All right, guys. So today we kind of got a new one, but kind of an old one. A oldie but a goodie. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. All right, so we have Purgatory. So if you guys been watching my channel, you guys know I picked this figure up a couple years ago, and then I found another one in one of my toy hunts, my last video that I did at Comics Oasis 2, and I was able to get this figure for $15. Now, I know they did re-releases of this figure. Like I said, I have a duplicate already in package, which I'm not going to open up. But the main reason why I bought her, because I actually want to open her up. Pause. And then here are some of the other figures I reviewed, every single one of these figures. So if you guys want to watch a review of Lady Demon or Lady Death or Evil Ernie, which is an awesome figure, go ahead and check them out in my Clayburn reviews, Clayburn Moore reviews. And then here's a little read up on Sakara. Sakara is her name. Sakara was born a slave in Egypt but a thirst for revenge. I can't speak. A thirst for revenge transformed her into a demonic vampire queen. She was recently cast out of the underworld and now stalks the earth, seeking to regain the power she lost and burning for revenge against her arch enemy, Lady Death. Okay, so her name is Sakura. Her name is not Purgatory. Where did the name Purgatory come from? Well, it says it right there. It's Purgatory. So is her name Sakara or is her name Purgatory? I guess it would be Purgatory now that she's a demon, right? So Sakara was born a slave. So that's her real name, but Purgatory is now her name, I'm guessing. All right, let's go ahead and take this out of package. And if you guys are tuned in to watch this retro review, I just want to say thank you. I love that right there. That's really, really dope. I like that. Too bad I damaged it. Let's take her out. I don't know if you're wondering about the year. Let's see. The year in which she came out is 1997. So, what is that, 30 years ago? 30 years ago? Almost 30 years? If you're watching this 30 years ago, we'll just say 30. 30 for 30. We're doing a 30 for 30. And here is the base in which she comes with. There's the little symbol right there. I'm not for sure if that's Purgatory symbol or not, because I've seen this symbol before. Chaos Comics, made in China. Then we'll take out her weapon, which looks really dope. I swore I've seen this before as well. I think this came with Lady Death. I'm not 100% sure. It is very fragile. There's the blood on the spear, the skull, blood dripping from the skull, and it's just a silver staff. And then, oh, I didn't even notice this knife. And we'll take out this little awesome knife. Hopefully it doesn't break. And there it is. There is the knife. Let's try to bend it. It's kind of warped a little. Knife with the blood on it right there. That's really cool. I like that a lot. And then we'll take out Purgatory. Now, I forgot to mention I do have another Purgatory, but she was from Dark Alliance figure, which was made by Diamond Select. She's in a tote right now. But essentially, she's the same figure, but that was made in 2001. If you guys want to watch that, you can go to my Diamond Select reviews and check out that. It's not Marvel, it's Diamond Select. Diamond Select has done other things other than Marvel Select. And then the wings that she had, the other Purgatory that I reviewed, she had like the rubber wings. These are the plastic wings, which are not articulated. They are just pre-posed and glued into her back, essentially. Nice, man. Really, really nice. The vintage stuff is really cool. And the detail that they put into her, I'll show you guys. They managed to paint her fingernails. Great job. Then she's got a pointing finger right there. They painted the fingernail. You're telling me 30-year-old figure with this much detail, you're telling me Marvel Legends Hasbro can't do this. You know what I mean? Even painting her straps for her boots, which are done really nicely. And then this is like a hard plastic right here that's covering up her hoo-hoo. And then her boobs, look at that. They just don't make, well, they do make figures like this, but you're not going to find Marvel Legends making these kinds of figures. And the face sculpt was actually done really nicely, man. Great job. The necklace right there, I don't know how well you guys can see the necklace. That's done really nice. The gold emblem. She was wearing the choker before it became popular, before all the goth girls started wearing it. And then the skull shoulder pads, which goth girls haven't got that far yet, but they definitely do wear the boots, and they definitely do wear this right here, the gloves. I guess it's gloves, but not really, because you can see the fingers. If you guys know what the hell that is, let me know. But the head, the hair, it's just, this is the articulation that it was back in the day. Essentially, it's just a statue. I've said this many times on my channel. I think I've coined the phrase already. It's an articulated statue. The arms just go up and down, up and down. You can get her in some nice poses. I like that. You can't really get the head to go that far, so you can, that's about what you can get right there. And then the legs, it just has this cut right here. And that's all you're going to get. You can have her head go that way, and you can have her point at you like, you're next, buddy. You're next. You're next. You're next, and you're next, and you're next. But let me see. Does she have? Yeah, she does. So you can put the spear. It does have a hole right here in her hand, so you can have her hold the spear, and that's really good because you don't have to switch out the hands. And you can have her holding the skull, and the finger is kind of covered up by that right there. But here's the thing. You can't bend the elbow, so there's no way for her realistically to hold the spear other than this way right here. That's the only way you can have her hold this spear. You can't put it down, because if you did, then that's going to get in the way. Actually, yeah, you can. Okay, yeah, you can make it work. You can have it holding down, pointed downwards. But here's the thing. Let me see. You can't really... Let me see. Can you... This probably can go in there. Too bad this is not a holding hand. This is one thing that sucked about these figures from the past. And yeah, you can get her holding the knife as well. But she still has that finger pointing out, but it works. Let's see, you can have it going down like that. And because her finger is so small, you can't even really notice it, you know what I mean? There's the back. If I didn't show you the back right there, like I said, these are not articulated, they are just there. No real detail to that right there, but I don't care. It looks really good, man. This wing looks a little warped or off to the side. I feel like it's not even, but there's no way to bring it up. Yeah, that's just how it's made. So her wings are not really even. But then again, her stance is really not even either. So if you were to stand her, which, oh, actually, you can stand her really nicely. That's how she would stand, but the wings would not be even. You see how that one is a little back. So if you're wondering, you can tell she's a small chick besides... aside all my other figures. But with that being said, let's do a quick little measurement. And if you're wondering how big she is, all the way up to the horns, see she stands at 5 7/8 tall, just a little under 6 inches tall. And then to the back right there, you can tell she's the furthest wing goes up to almost 6.5 inches. So she's a small little demon chick. She's a small little demon chick. Time to bring in the Hellfire. Here she is with Scorpion. You can see the size comparison right there. This is a 7-inch McFarlane figure right there. And then with the big wolf, he might overshadow her, but they actually go very well together, I have to admit. The Wolfman Doom. Here is Predator. I'm just breaking her out with some figures that I feel like she goes along well with. There's Predator right there, taking a family photo. And let's see, how about, let's do, being that we spoke about Marvel Legends. Here she is with a Beast Marvel Legends figure. Why not? So that's the size comparison right there. It doesn't really measure up, even though it's a 6-inch figure. Doesn't really measure up with Marvel Legends either. I mean, you could make it work. Beast is a big guy. I think he stands about 7 inches. I mean, if this is 6.5, and then here is Beast. So Beast, I mean, standing straight up. Let me see. Beast is a big guy, so standing straight up, he should be at 7 inches, and he possibly could be. Maybe just a little under 7 inches, but still, the proportion-wise, I mean, Beast is a big guy. Like I said, he's a husky dude, but I don't have any other 6-inch figures I can make a comparison to. But anyways, there's that. Oh, yeah, and there's her base. I forgot to mention her base. And it just has one peg hole. You can peg her into there. Peg her into there. And yeah, there she is on the base. Looks really, really good. I like that a lot. Of course, you don't even need the base to stand her because she stands pretty well. Okay, guys, for a 30-year-old figure, this is actually a really good figure, man. Like I said, you're not going to get much articulation out of her, but she is really nicely done. Really nice figure. Still holds up to this day, man. 30 years later. This is amazing, bro. 30 years ago, this figure was done. I can only imagine all the geeks back then, you know, picking this figure up 30 years ago. It must have been crazy. Right? It must have been wild. Really nice. Let me give you my rating. Just because it lasts so long, the articulation, we're not going to pay much attention to it because it is an older figure because we don't expect much 30 years ago. So I'm going to be very generous, and just the overall look, I'm going to give it like a 9 out of 10. Really good figure, and I imagine that the rating probably would have been the same 30 years ago. They probably would have given a 9 out of 10, maybe a 10 out of 10. You know what I mean? I think this was back in the day. Clayburn Moore made some really great figures. I didn't mean to drop you on your head, but Clayburn Moore just did some really, really good figures, man, and definitely ahead of his time. And this is a really, really cool figure. All right, guys, I'll leave it at that. Let me know your thoughts about Purgatori. Do you like her? What do you think 30 years ago? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, guys. We'll leave it at that. I just want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next review. Peace out.